Hey guys, long time no post, Quinn here. Um, Back to my blog of PTSD while black. Um, I'm having I think these may be side effects from the nerve pain medication that I'm on for um, my sciatic pain issues from lower back and also numbness that comes and goes from my hands and feet. One of the severe side effects is increased depression, anxiety, irritability, thoughts of suicide. Um, yeah. And I think I've been on this only since September. September, October, November, yeah. September. I think it was the end of September. And I am noticing like my patience is even less than it was before. My mood swings are like woo. And I mean, I was moody after the concussion too, and very irritable, but now it's like just like marked depression. Um, it's just like there are days where I just don't want to do anything. I don't want to go anywhere. I think the worst of everyone and everything. Um, and it's like the last 2 days have just been horrendous. I'm snapping at my husband, at my in-laws. They're in-laws, but like just crying for the oh God, last Friday was horrible. Last Thursday and last Friday. It was since last Thursday it's just been this marked sorrow. And I'm hoping to God it's just PMS, but because PMS usually I'm more sad around that time, but I have just been really upset. To the point, like yesterday, I called a suicide hotline because I'm like, this isn't me, and I don't want to constantly feel sad like this all the time. And it was like late at night, so I was just like, I couldn't reach another person. But the fact that I was having thoughts about cutting again um, was really disturbing for me. And so just being able to talk it out with somebody who deals with people who are fucking sad all the time, it was really helpful because like I wasn't embarrassed about it, like trying to tell a friend or a relative, especially like someone like my mom or my sister, trying to tell them that I'm feeling this way again because they grew up when I was actively cutting. So that would be like re-triggering for them. And for my friends who've never seen me when I was cutting, it's foreign to them as well. And they're like, what the fuck do I do with that? So it was helpful to talk to a professional about it, where there's like no shame, no judgment. I'm just like this. I can't find my normal, and I'm experiencing this new normal of sorrow and self-pity and self worthlessness, hopelessness, and powerlessness. Um, and so it's been rough. It's been really rough. But one thing that I'm noticing, like I'd shared in another video about my EMDR therapy, is I'm being able to objectively view these feelings of sorrow, to view even thoughts of self-harm objectively, that, okay, you're here, you are a thought, I don't have to act on you, I don't have to do anything around this just to see it, that, yeah, it's here. Um, and that I'm not comfortable with it. I can start talking about it in that way. And then I can go on and do the things of where I can ask for help, or I can reach out to people who do understand, versus holding on to fear, shame, or judgment of what other people may think about it. And that just continues the spiral of isolation and then dealing with more thoughts of worthlessness. And that's been really helpful, the MDR therapy, to do that kind of reprocessing with this, because the goal is for me to be able to think of my past traumas objectively as being just events. These are things that did happen. There are significantly, yeah, there were significant events that had happened, but they're not all of my life, and I don't have to view it with a form of judging or trying to fix or trying to erase what had happened, but to accept that this was my past, to accept that I had gone through traumatic times. So I guess in a way I can say the EMDR therapy is working, but that the EMDR combined with this gabapentin, this nerve pain medication, it's really been a tough week and a half for me. Um, it's been really, really tough. So I'm talking to my therapist about this, that I'm like having these feelings, to be able to talk it out and just state that, I last time I cut, I was 20, 21, something like that. I'm 36 now. So that's 15, 16 years ago. Um, so I think that's a big thing for me, is like I have that fear that I would go back to that same pattern, to that same behavior. Um, and that, oh, I may not have progressed. But what I'm kind of being given the gift of with the recovery that I've been doing over the past just 2 years with a car accident is that I will have some days where my body will feel like it's in intense pain. And there are days I do my physical therapy and I'm feeling absolutely great. And then I might experience one more day of intense pain. Well, it doesn't mean that I'm regressing back to nothingness, but it's just that day. It's just that event. So even with just the thought of self-harm, and even if, God forbid, if I were to self-harm, it's a slip. It does not mean that it is a destruction going back into the loops of, God, when I was a teenager, attempting suicide at least on a monthly basis. It does not mean that I'd have to go back into that. Um, and so I'm being able to see this objectively and to sit down with thoughts of self-harm, to sit down with thoughts of self-injury, and just see them for what they are. They're thoughts, but they're not solutions, and they're not actions. So that's where I am today. I'm naming it. If I talk about it, it makes it less, gives it less power, gives it less of an ability to rule over me, versus if I keep it in, it's going to be more for me to judge and to blame and to isolate and to uh, go continue that shame spiral. And that doesn't work for me. I don't operate well on a shame spiral. Um, yeah, so I'm accepting that that's where I am today, and I'm glad I'm able to get that out of me. Till next time, peace.